Hi everybody, you're welcome back to Fit for Marriage. My name is Chukwunyere, and if you're just joining me for the first time, I help people build healthy, happy and purposeful relationships that will influence cultures and transform societies. So you're welcome, and if at the end of this video you find it very useful, do not forget to subscribe, make a comment, share with friends and family, and of course, like the video. All right, so I am going to be talking to young people who are planning to get married, who are trying to make a decision of who to get married to. And we're going to look at red flags that you shouldn't ignore when you are in a relationship with someone. Red flags that you shouldn't ignore when you're in a relationship with someone. The first red flag is someone who doesn't value your beliefs. Someone who doesn't value your beliefs and your point of view when it comes to spirituality. This is really very important because shared values are really very critical. And if there is any part of a human being that is really the deepest part of them and the most important part of them is their relationship with God and their spirituality. Okay, so if you are with someone who laughs at your belief system, who laughs at your relationship with God, who doesn't value your relationship with God, who doesn't even believe that God exists, I think it's a red flag. I think it's something that you need to look at. I don't think you should ignore that. Someone who forces you to want to compromise on your belief systems and on your values and your principles, I think that you need to look at it. It's a red flag. It's a red flag. That's number one. Number two, I would say that you should look at someone who has the potential, look at somebody who is controlling, abusive, or violent. Okay? That's a red flag. If the person is very abusive, whether emotionally, whether financially, whether physically, they're abusive towards you, they hit you, they beat you, they slap you, they talk down on you, that is not a relationship you should go into when it comes to getting married. You should actually run away from that relationship. If they are violent, run away. Okay, if they can't control their emotions, run away. All right, that's a red flag. Don't make excuses for behaviors like that, really, because a lot of people have lost their lives because they went into an abusive relationship, or they translated that relationship from dating and courtship into marriage, and they had to pay with their lives, because they decided to overlook it. It's an obvious red flag. It's an obvious red flag. So do not walk into marriage when you know that the person is abusive, when you know that the person is violent, when you know that the person cannot control their emotions, when you know that they are controlling. So they are telling you, this is what you must do. You must submit to me. You must submit your salary to me. You must, and all of the must and must. When we get married, you won't visit your family. You won't visit your parents. They are controlling that way. It's a red flag. And you shouldn't think twice about it. And the problem with a lot of us is that we allow our emotions override our capacity to think or apply wisdom. So don't allow how you feel override your capacity to operate wisdom. Don't do that. So that's a red flag. If they are violent, if they are controlling, if they are abusive, that's a red flag. All right. Number 3 red flag. If they are disrespectful. That's a red flag. Respect is a fundamental requirement of every human being towards another. Respect is a fundamental requirement of every human being towards another. If they do not respect you, if they do not respect their friends, if they do not respect their subordinates, if they do not respect their family members, if they do not show respect to people, it's a red flag. Okay? It's a red flag. Because they will continue to disrespect you. And there's something that disrespect does to every human being. It tries to strip them of their humanity. It tries to strip them of their self-confidence. It tries to strip them of their capacity to see themselves in a very good way. So do not place yourself in a position where someone would consistently disrespect you, and they also disrespect other people around them. All right? That's a red flag. If they cannot respect you, they can't love you. If they cannot respect you, they can't love you, whether it's a man or a woman. So, if they lack respect and they show it with the way they treat you, with the way they treat people around them, then it's a red flag. It's a huge, huge red flag. Number 4, addictions. Addictions. Whether it is sexual addiction, whether it is addiction to drugs, addiction to alcohol, addiction to gambling, it's a red flag. They can work on themselves and be better. But while they are on it, don't go into a marriage relationship with them. Let them go and fix that aspect of their lives. Okay? Let them go and fix that aspect of their lives. Don't go into that marriage hoping that they will get better, they will improve. Addictions can destroy the human being, or addictions even seeks to destroy the human being. Because addiction breaks down the body, whether it is drugs or alcohol, whatever form of addiction, it seeks to break down the body of that person. It seeks to destroy that body. It seeks to kill that body. And a lot of times addictions will impact on your financial life. Addiction will destroy a lot of things about your marriage. Okay, so do not go into a marriage relationship when you know that someone is addicted to cocaine, when you know that someone is addicted to drugs, when you know that someone is addicted to sex, when you know that someone is addicted to alcohol, when you know that someone is addicted to anything. All right? Let them fix that addiction. Let them fix that addiction, because it will impact on your relationship, it will impact on your marriage. So let them deal with that addiction. Number 5, trauma. Trauma. Yes, I understand the part, where trauma wasn't sometimes. Most people who have experienced trauma growing up, like, sexual abuse, rape, and all of that, it wasn't their fault. Okay, so it wasn't like it was something that they wanted to happen to them, but it has happened to them. At this point, okay, if they don't go to therapy or counseling or seek professional help to help them deal with it, they will bleed on you in that relationship. They will bleed on you when you eventually get married. And you will see all of those traumatic experiences play out in your relationship. It will affect, almost every aspect of your marriage. So it's a red flag by itself. You can help them to see how they can work on it. They can work on themselves, they can seek help, and they can get better, and then you guys can talk about marriage. But don't see it and see that this person have experienced trauma and it is impacting their lives, and you want to get married to them. You're not a savior. You're not. Jesus had died for all of us. You can't die for someone else anymore. All right. So it's important to understand that you are not also the Holy Spirit who can change people. You can help them, to seek for help. You can help them seek for help. But don't be that person who would open your eyes and walk into a marriage with, that person. Because you love them, let them work on themselves, let them work on it, let them come out of it. All right, let them heal from the past trauma, let them reconfigure their patterns when it comes to their mental wiring, their experiences, and all of that. When they're able to do that, then you can now talk about marriage, because they've healed and they've come out of whatever traumatic experience that they had in the past. All right, so these are very important red flags. I'm going to give one more. This is a bonus. Hygiene. Oh my God. A lot of people take this for granted. Hygiene is really very important. How clean you are is important. Cleanliness is sexy. All right? Cleanliness is sexy. Don't be with somebody who cannot clean after themselves. Don't get married to somebody who will go into the toilet and they will use the toilet and they can't flush it. They will use the toilet, they can't wipe their butt. They would not brush their teeth for days. They will not have their bath for days. Their rooms will be stinking. Their clothes, they can't wash their clothes. It's a red flag. It's a huge red flag. Okay, so there's a lot that is tied to unhygienic behavior. There's laziness. The laziness is not just physical, it's a mental laziness. There's a wiring, in the brain that accommodates dirt. And so it's not healthy because, of course, an unhygienic lifestyle will also attract diseases. Cleanliness is sexy, and there's no other way to describe it. All right. So if somebody is unhygienic, their nails are all grown, they don't cut it, there are debts in it. There's a lot that you can know. So for me, that's a red flag. All right. That's a red flag. And I'll also conclude with this. There are things that you see that would worry you, that are red flags, that you can actually have a conversation with that person if you really like them and you really want to be with them, and help them to walk through it. Okay? They have to improve. They have to change. They have to get better. All right? They have to make their lives better. All right, before you even go into marriage. Because marriage is for two mature people. Marriage is for two people who are ready to do life together. All right, so if they don't have the capacity, because these things are showing lack of capacity in different areas, let them work on themselves. Don't see these red flags and still decide to go into marriage because you are hopeful that they will change, or you're hopeful that these things will change. See, marry someone the way they are. And if they don't change, you'll be fine. When you're making a decision of who to get married to, look at who they are now and marry that person. Don't marry who you think they will become, because they might not become that thing you're thinking. So marry someone the way they are, so that if they don't change, you're fine. You can tolerate their weaknesses and you'll be okay. You can accommodate them. All right, so don't marry someone because you're looking at who you're hoping they will become, because they may never become that thing. They may never become that thing. Red flags are signs that you need to make a decision. Red flags are signs. They are pointers that you need to make a decision. Red flags are wisdom speaking to you and telling you you need to make a decision to protect yourself, all right, and to not go into that marriage or not go into that relationship or continue with that relationship, because it will cost you. It would damage you. So you don't want a relationship that when you eventually come out of it, you are no longer yourself, and you would now have to go look for a therapist that would help you come out of what you have put yourself in. When you are in a relationship and you are seeing all of these red flags, please let the person go and deal with themselves and come out of it, and then you guys can talk about marriage or talk about a relationship. All right, so I hope this helps you. If you think it does, please subscribe, please comment, share with friends and family, and I'll see you next time. Take care and bye.